What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. We got a great matchup going down in the super bantamweight division. This guy, Inoue, he's bringing a lot of good publicity to the lower weights. You know, it's the reason why the lower weights don't get a lot of fanfare in the sport of boxing, because these guys throw a billion punches over a 12-round span, but nobody getting knocked down, nobody getting knocked out. But this guy, Inoue, this guy is dropping guys at a high clip. He's sleeping guys. He's giving guys on a regular basis NyQuil, putting them to sleep. This guy's undefeated. He's from Japan. He kind of reminds me of a younger Manny Pacquiao. The thing about it is he has not got the fanfare here in the United States. He's probably fought over here maybe 3 times, and I don't even know if those 3 times he was a main event. But he's not gotten the fanfare. That's one thing about Pacquiao. Pacquiao came over here early in his career and got the ball rolling here in the United States, knocking guys out like Lawaba, where he came into that fight as a huge underdog. I believe that was on the undercard of a Mike Tyson fight, if I'm not mistaken. So he's coming down that same road. Him and his team, ultimately goal is to take on Gervonta Tank Davis here in the United States in a mega matchup, maybe in a couple of years. He's going to steady try to move up in weight. His power seems to carry as he move up in weight, but he's going in there against a technician with a capital T, and Stephen Fulton. He's the champion in the super bantamweight division. He holds titles in the WBO and the WBC. He's undefeated. He's got that American style, very slick, technically, fundamentally sound fighter. Beautiful combination puncher, got a beautiful jab. He's a classic 1-2 puncher. And he's a guy that knows how to control his opponent with distance. And he's a good body puncher, very underrated as far as going to the body. This guy's a complete fighter. The only thing that he lacks is power, but he has enough respect to keep his opponents honest. And that's going to be the telltale sign in this particular matchup. Can he gain a guy that's coming up in weight? Inoue's respect. And we know Inoue is going to touch Fulton. Fulton, from up to this point, is shown to have a very good chin, but he's not been in the ring with this type of power. Now, this guy, Fulton, is a naturally bigger guy. He does have that advantage. But Inoue, can his power carry up? Now, this guy started at, what? He started at flyweight, if I'm not mistaken. So this is probably his 3rd or 4th division. So he seems to be that type of special fighter to move up and still produce the same power, still produce the same results, and that is knockouts. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. This fight is getting overshadowed by the mega matchup featuring the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in boxing, Terrence Crawford, and the #2 pound-for-pound fighter in boxing, Errol Spence Jr. That fight's going to be going down Saturday in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'll be breaking down that fight later on this week. But as far as this fight goes, this fight is second to none. As far as you got 2 of the best boxers in the world. This is going to be a fun fight. It's a damn shame this fight's going to be going down at 7 in the morning on a Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be going down in Tokyo, Japan. Now, I don't know if they're going to be fighting in the same location of a Mike Tyson-Buster Douglas fight, which was the biggest upset, not only in boxing, but arguably the biggest upset in sports. And I don't know if it's going to be taking place in that same venue, but he is definitely a big attraction over there in Japan. The next step is to become a big attraction here in the United States, a la Manny Pacquiao. He's able to capitalize on the U.S. market coming from the Philippines, but he seems to have done it earlier in his career than Inoue has yet to be seen to do it. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. I think if he does get the win, Inoue, he needs to definitely have his next fight here in the U.S. against a champion. Try to unify in the super bantamweight division here in the United States. I know his U.S. promoter, Bob Arum, who runs Top Rank Boxing, will be looking to possibly do that if he's victorious tomorrow morning. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But I like Fulton to win the fight, man. I just think he's a naturally bigger guy. He is a guy that has respectable power, even though he don't produce a lot of knockouts. But him being a naturally bigger guy, I think he will make Inoue hesitant enough to stifle his offense enough to win on points via 12-round decision. I think he's going to be keeping him on the end of that jab. I think he's going to be able to control distance. I think he's going to tame him with the right hand. I think he's going to go to the body. I think he's going to systematically break down Inoue. Inoue will have his moments. Inoue, again, he's a very compact power puncher. He throws those short shots, and he does a great job of punching with his opponents. And that's the key to being a great knockout fighter. You got to be willing and able to punch with your opponent. If you're always in a high guard when your opponent is getting his offense off, then your knockout rate is going to be lesser than somebody that's willing to go through that fire without getting burnt, willing to punch with his opponent. So the shots that knockout fighters typically are the punches that they don't see. If they see the punches coming, even if you're throwing them hard, they can brace themselves and be able to take those shots. But the shots that they don't see, those are the shots that really do a lot of damage in boxing. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, I could easily see this scenario playing out. Cool boy Steph winning the fight in a lot of people's eyes, but not getting a decision. He's fighting over there in Japan. Now, they do have neutral officials. They don't have officials from Japan or the United States, so that's a good thing. And the referee is not from the United States or Japan, so all the officials that'll be in charge of this fight will be neutral. But with all that being said, when Inoue is throwing his punches and maybe he's not landing, or maybe Fulton is rolling a lot of those punches, you know the crowd's going to react. Will that influence the judges? That remains to be seen. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. This is a great matchup. This is a true 50-50 fight. I'm going always in a 50-50 fight, side with the boxer, side with the guy that's technically superior. And in that case, we're talking about Stephen Fulton. But I would not be a bit surprised if Inoue wins. Inoue has got a big fan base over there in Japan. He's going to be looking to put on a performance because he probably will have more eyeballs from the United States watching this fight than have watched any of his previous fights. Even though it's over there in Japan, it's going to be going down at 7 in the morning on ESPN Plus here in Houston. It'll be going down at 8 o'clock Eastern if you're over there on the East Coast. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Let me know your thoughts on who you like in this particular matchup. You like Inoue or do you like Fulton? I like Fulton by split decision. I think one judge might see it, might be influenced by the crowd reaction of the punches being thrown by Inoue and side with Inoue. But I think it's going to be a close competitive fight. I don't think any fighter will run away with this fight. I don't see no situation where Fulton washes Inoue. I don't see Inoue coming in there and just destroying Fulton inside 6 rounds. I don't see either scenario playing out. I think this is a high-level fight. This is the best opponent of Fulton's career, and this is the best opponent of Inoue's career. Inoue has never seen anybody with the style of Stephen Fulton, and Stephen Fulton haven't seen anybody that carries the power and knows how to produce that power, get that power off in a very scientific way. He's never seen that style before. So it's going to be a great matchup. A great matchup, man. Can't wait to see it, man. Gonna get up early and check this fight out on my phone on ESPN Plus. Let me know your thoughts on who you like in this particular matchup. You like Inoue, as I butcher his name, or do you like Fulton? Let me know your thoughts. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.